Good morning, folks. Okay, it's my first attempt at this, the whole YouTube thing. Uh, if I continue to do it, the channel will consist of photography related videos, hopefully some POV stuff out shooting, settings, tip videos, some gear talk, some gear reviews hopefully, and just really a broad scope of everything photography related. First thing, and obvious thing anyone knows me is I have to talk about, is why I love this camera for everything photography related. This is of course the X100V. This camera changed the way I shoot, changed how often I shoot. So just want to go over some of the pros, the cons, things I like about it. Slightly things I don't, but they're very few. And let's get going. First of all, very obvious, size and weight. This thing is so compact. With the square lens hood off it, it will literally slide in that pocket. Now, I do have quite big hands, so I have a lens hood on it, I have the grip on it, and I have the thumb grip as well, which really does add to holding the camera. But it's because it's so small, it's throw it around your shoulder, throw a strap on it, throw it in the shoulder. I go to coffee shops, walks in the park, out with the kids, day trips, no matter where we're going, this camera comes with me. And I think that's why I have so many photos taken with this camera. I mean, I've only had this just over a year, and I've 35,000 shutter activations on it. So, you know, I use this a lot. This is not a camera that's sat on a shelf. This is getting used daily. It's 26 megapixel. It's one card slot. It's a fixed 23mm lens. So this lens does not come off. It's fixed 23 f2 and that's where it stays. So again, I think there's a lot to be said for that, about actually using a camera with one lens, one fixed focal length, and learning how to shoot with it, learning how to compose with it. I think that's a big change as well for me. Not thinking about what lenses I need, what lens should I put on for this scenario, just using what I had in my hand and making it work no matter what. AF speed is absolutely fine. I've heard people say it's slow. I have never had any issues with it. It focuses very quickly. That's it, focusing on different points there. I mean, it's more than fast enough for anything I've shot, and I have shot weddings with it. I have shot portrait sessions, off-camera lighting portrait sessions, everyday family life. I've photographed my 3-year-old regular, which is a feat in itself. It's just an amazing camera. The image quality out of this is going to be the same as any Fuji camera with the same sensor. So X-T3, X-T4, X-E4, X-S10 all use this sensor, and you're going to get the same quality, but there's none of them. Well, the X-E4 might be close, but there's none of them as compact as this with all the features. Now with this as well, you get front and rear dials for adjusting things. You get exposure compensation, you get all your dials on top for ISO, shutter speed, if you want to use all the manual dials on it, which is a massive selling point. You get an optical viewfinder. So inside this viewfinder is basically, up here is a normal EVF. But if you flick a switch up in this corner, this will change to an optical viewfinder like a DSLR, which is absolutely amazing. As you also got guidelines to show you what's coming into the frame. Another plus point, you don't get that in any other Fuji camera with this sensor. This is the only one. Tell ISO you get it with the X Pro 3, but I wouldn't buy an X Pro 3 with the screen issues at the minute. Obviously the camera looks amazing, but I mean that shouldn't be why you buy it. You should buy it to use. But as style goes, I mean it's simply a stunning camera. Another thing that's not talked about in this camera, which is amazing in my opinion, is video. I've only recently started really shooting video, and I use a X-T2, T3 and X100Vs. and the video AF is more than good enough. The video quality out of it is absolutely stunning. You can shoot in 4K 60. On it you can shoot in 1080p at 120 frames a second. If you want to do slow motion, just the possibilities with this thing are absolutely endless. And again, aperture is controlled, if anyone's not familiar with it, it's controlled on the screen, or sorry, on the lens. As is most things, there's always a tactile dial to actually use. This camera goes everywhere. And I think that's the takeaway from this, that you're going to shoot with a camera that you have in your hand. You're not going to shoot with a camera that's sitting on a shelf in the house. You're not going to shoot with a camera that's put away in a bag because it's too big or heavy to carry about. You're not going to shoot with a camera that you can't be bothered to even put in the bag when you're going out to go out for a walk or go out for a hike, or you're just not going to bring it. This, you're going to bring everywhere. And because you're bringing it everywhere, you're going to shoot with it. And I think that's why I love this camera so much. It's the one camera that no matter what we're doing, what me and my family or wife are doing, I grab this camera and it goes with us. If I'm going away for a night out with the wife, the camera's coming with me. If I'm going away for a training course for 3 or 4 days, the camera's coming with me. No matter where I end up and where I go, this is always going to be in a bag. And I think that's why I have so many photos with it. Negatives about it: one card slot would be the only thing I would change about this camera. If they made this camera and they put in 2 card slots in the next generation, it would be an absolute win. Now, they should be able to do that, you know, to keep it pretty compact. At the minute, the card slots go in the bottom where the battery is. You just get the focus there. It goes in next to the battery. And I mean, I've never had a card fail on it. It's all works perfectly fine, but there is always that risk. You don't have any redundancy there. Other than that, this is the camera for me. This is the one I will never get rid of. This is it. So that's why I love the X100V. So hopefully I'll make some more videos, maybe actually go out and do some shooting. And then through this video, you've probably already seen it, I'm going to put up a few selections and examples of what I took with this camera, how versatile it is, everything from landscape to weddings to portraits. This thing does it all. So if you like this so far, like and subscribe and we'll do some more.